I'm here in Cardiff. This is going to be the bane of me, and I can already tell. Shoot! Yeah! Come on! Heyo guys, how you doing today? Hope you're doing well today. Really do appreciate you popping on in. Today we are doing part number 2 of the UK tour series, where today's focal point is Newcastle. We'd spent 2 days in Cardiff, as you saw the last video that I did, but today I am going over the adventures that happened in Newcastle. Newcastle really surprised me, and you'll see why. If you do enjoy the vlog series, please give it a like. If you do like the content on my channel, please do subscribe, and if you haven't checked out my Twitch channel, please do. We are so close to 1,000 followers. Really does mean a lot if you do check it out. So without further ado, let's get on to Tuesday the 23rd of August. Boom. So starting off the day correctly by waking up and then walking straight to the station, where, as like the last video, I got myself a sausage bat. Now remember the time that I said Plymouth need to improve on it? That was so much better. It actually was a proper bat, and not only that, it had cheese in it. Oh, it was good. I headed to the station on the platform, and to embark, get this, an 8-hour venture from Cardiff to Newcastle. So the venture would take me from Cardiff to Manchester, have an hour and 45 minutes in Manchester, then from Manchester to York, another 20-minute stay in York, and then York to Newcastle, all in a space of 7 hours and 58 minutes. It was a long journey, trust me. So we go from the station, and where we went through the Welsh marshes, and it was absolutely fantastic, where we passed absolutely beautiful hillsides as we passed amazing stations such as Hereford and bear with.
Abergavenny.
That's not right.
2,210,000 results date. Weekend in Abergavenny, save time and money. https://www.trivago.co.uk/price comparison/hotel.
I don't care.
Abergavenny.
Yes.
Abergavenny is a market town and community in Monmouthshire, Wales.
I didn't.
Abergavenny is promoted as a gateway to.
So we reach the English border and we head across towards Shrewsbury, Crewe and Stockport before we reach to Manchester, the first checkpoint on this journey. Manchester, baby! So I've got an hour and 45 minutes here. Don't know what to do. Walking along the canal, I wanted to see what was going on in Manchester. I have so much time to kill, so I hopped on to the Metro link, and then I headed to this.
I think I stepped some shit. Nasty. Grim.
Yes, it's a football thing. I have Man United support. I'm Plymouth at heart, but I've got a little soft spot for Man United, I'm just saying. So, the complex is quite nice, to be fair. It's huge, but Manchester is red at the end of the day, and we all know that. So, we go back to the station and get myself a Burger King, fantastic, and then we get to the station platform where we head towards York, and then we head across the Transpennines, and actually it is really nice. It surprised me on a few places like Dewsbury and Huddersfield. Wow, very lovely, very lovely. So we approach York, and I look across and see the magnificent National Railway Museum. If you don't know, I have a little soft spot for train spotting and steam train spotting, I should add. And ever since as a child, I used to look outside my bedroom window, look at the steam trains go past, and I still have a soft spot for it now. So looking over at the National Railway Museum, it's quite a nice place to look at, to be fair. And then disaster struck. I lost my train ticket. Now, during my trip, I would have all of these tickets here that were used for the train journeys. I lost mine. The only problem is this. I think I left it in the train from Manchester to York. I knew I left it in my pocket, and I was at the station for 5 minutes prior to getting on the train looking for the ticket. Not there at all. My plan of action: go onto TrainPal, try and get a ticket to the same train to get to Newcastle. There was only one left on the site, and it was 2 minutes till departure. Got the ticket. I made a QR code so I can scan it on at the train, and I made it with 30 seconds from departure. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Never want to go through that again at all. That ticket was from Manchester to Newcastle, so if I lost it in Manchester, serious money there. So the trip from York to Newcastle was a bit of a breeze. Still a little bit flustered because of what happened in York, but alas, we arrive passing the Tyne River and we reach Newcastle.
Why are you, man? I'm in Newcastle. Yeah, this is quite cool actually. I actually kind of like this. Newcastle's looking kind of cool. I look forward to it.
I reached the hotel and thankfully it is massive. Thank God I have space to walk. It was horrible. But this is my thoughts straight after the incident at York.
I was stuck in York. That was scary. I arrived 20 minutes before the train departs, and it says, get your ticket out ready for seat reservations. Now, I already booked a reservation for a seat, and I got the reservation ticket, but that's not the actual ticket. That might have been left on the TransPennines train. Big issue. 5 minutes before departure, the train arrives. Went onto the site. One ticket remains. £11.10. Straight on. Bang. Can't bother waiting that long. I looked throughout my whole wallet. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, went on TrainPal, got my ticket, and I'm here by a fraction, and I mean 2 minutes, and I would have been still in York. Probably would have still been in York. But hey, I'm here now. I'm chilling, resting up, ready for tomorrow, where I'm going to have my first meetup, which I'm very excited about. Very, very excited about. But I think some room service might be in order here, but we'll see.
So I head down to get some dinner after a long day, and it was fish cakes for myself, and that was predominantly the whole day. A lot of things happened in 8 hours from the journey. Some things you don't want to relive at all.
The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine.
24th of August, and it's my first full day in Newcastle, where I actually meet up with someone. So, walking to the River Tyne, and we had a nice little walk. My first guest, my first Twitch person I met up with, a fellow Twitch streamer from Scotland who's travelled down especially for this meetup. I would like to introduce to you Ash Smash. Ash is a geo-based streamer based of Scotland, where she does a lot of geo-based games such as GeoGuessr, GeoBingo, all those different types of games, and a fantastic member of my community as well. Founding from February, when I did my birthday stream, was when the first time Ash hopped in, and a very, very great stream. So if you haven't followed Ash, the links will be in the description down below to her channel. So we went across the Gateshead Bridge to start off with, bearing in mind that Ash is in crutches. I'll leave her to explain what happened there. But we walk. Yes, I'm sorry. We did walk with, yeah. And then we go across towards St. James's Park. More on that in a bit later. But having the walking around the perimeter, I was like, I've got to have a look at this whilst I'm here. I'm going to have to have a look at this. So I booked tickets for the tour the next day at 2:30. So literally done that whilst walking around. I was inspired to do it. I literally had a look at the pitch and I was like, I've got to have a look in there. So we have a little walk and then we reach Mr. Mulligan, where we played a bit of pool and a bit of darts, because that's the best thing we do. Now, it was a very nice catch up, nice little talk and everything, but you get distracted very easily.
Well done.
So it was Amy and Lindsay get onto the dartboard. Yes, it was Amy and Lindsay because that was the preset game things. Yes, I know. We're not called that. After playing a few games like that, we headed towards the Discovery Museum, all about the history of Newcastle, and find some artifacts as well. So we had a look around there, had a look at some interesting stuff. That was very intimidating. A brief history of Newcastle. Newcastle upon Tyne, or simply known as Newcastle, is a city and metropolitan borough in Tyne-and-Wear, England. The city is located on the River Tyne's northern bank and forms the largest part of the Tyneside built-up area. Newcastle is also the most populous city of northeast England, where Newcastle developed around a Roman settlement called the... Oh, not again. Let's move on. Oh, shit. That's for stream. We spent around 2 hours in there, just laughing and just looking at some artifacts and everything. And then we head towards the Wetherspoons in town, and I got myself a Hunter's Chicken. And that was it for the day. Ash got the train home at 8. And genuinely a nice conversation, bit of fun, and definitely worth spending time with Ash. And if you lot haven't followed Ash, please do. I'll leave a description, like I said, down below. Thursday the 25th, and I get a breakfast properly. The relief of that. The relief of actually having a breakfast is unbelievable. As you have known, I had booked the Newcastle United Stadium tour, St James's Park tour, at 2:30. So my thought process was, now I'm already in Newcastle. I've only got literally a small amount of time in Newcastle left. I've only got this day, and then tomorrow I've literally got around until 12 o'clock for the train to get into Newcastle station. So I decided to get a Metro card, an all-day Metro card from all of the surrounding Metrolink stations. So I decided, do you know what, let's get on to this and see where I can find until 2:30. So my first port of call was to head south, where we head to Sunderland. And I'm here in Sunderland. Looking like it's very, what's the right word to put it? It's more industrial-like. It's having all the history of how being like an industrial town and everything like that. It is very, very noticeable when you see everything here. I'm walking to the Stadium of Light now. This is the first time I'm going to the Stadium of Light, but my family have already been there for a Take That concert, so I'm excited to see it. Not saying that I am going to the Stadium of Light after then going to the Newcastle United Stadium tour. We're about to figure out how that's going to go, but hey, today's going to be good, I can already tell. So it's probably like a good mile away, I think, so I'll just walk it now, and yeah, let's see what it's like. The Stadium of Light, it's quite big. It's quite big for a championship stadium. I didn't go there last season because Sunderland did play in League One. If you don't know, I'm a Plymouth fan, and I would have gone, but it's quite a long way. Very long, actually. But I did watch them at home. It was a 0-0 draw, and it was very boring. I'm quite impressed. I'm very impressed, in fact. Just walking around the perimeter of it. Sunderland's quite a good ground, I'll tell you. Quite a good ground. But I think Newcastle's is better. So we had a little walk around Sunderland and look at Weymouth Bridge, and it just reminded me of a Netflix series called Sunderland Until I Die, and I had a look around, and it just reminds me of the series because I've never been on a set. Well, it wasn't really a set, but I've never been in a location where it's actually filmed a proper series on Netflix or any form of like streaming platform, i.e. Amazon Prime, all that stuff. And it was quite fascinating knowing that a series had been recorded here, walking on the same footsteps as many other people, all the camera shoots, and it was quite an experience, to be fair. I'd never thought I'd step foot in Sunderland at all, really. I was very fortunate to get there, to be fair, but it wasn't long lasted. I hopped onto the metro and headed back towards Newcastle, but I didn't go straight to Newcastle. I stayed on this train and headed towards my next location, which was Whitley Bay. And I have a look around the front, the seafront of it, and wow, it's impressive. It is very impressive. And I also saw that there was a fun fair going on. So, like what I did before, where I got this, you might need a friend. So, I decided to do a live stream.
Are you Twitch streaming?
I am. Oh, you're joking. Oh my god. Oh. Keep on in it. Oh my god. No! Oh.
Yes, another winner! Congratulations!
I lost every game, but the fun wasn't done there at Whitley Bay because I went on a giant slide.
3, 2, 1, let's go! Woohoo! Oh shit! 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Whee! Oh shit! 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! Whoa! Well, that was content for you lot.
£5 for 3 rides. Content in it. After that, we then head back towards Newcastle, and by that time, it was time to see the stadium tour. So I got given one of these passes, and I got sent straight into the first viewing area where it's got fantastic history from Newcastle, such as Sir Bobby Robson's jacket from the World Cup of 1990 and all the other trophies such as the Championship trophy won in previous years. And then we get taken around the stadium where I had a look at some fantastic architecture and also where all the players go, such as the tunnel, the changing rooms, and then we get to walk through the tunnel. It is magnificent stadium. It's huge. We able to get up to the top of the stadium, have a look across and see the North Sea from the top of the stadium, and we were able to get into the press box, which was quite nice. It was quite nice, to be fair. But what was surprising was actually what happened during the stadium tour. None other than Sam Fender was doing a promo shoot for his stadium sellout concert, and it was quite a sight, to be fair. Standing in the centre circle, we were around the press area, looking around, and he went for it. He decided, you know what, let's put the saxophone to use. It was quite an experience, to be fair. But not only that, there was a £65 million player currently doing his promo shoots. Now, I wish I had this on record, but in the stadium, there was a little post of photos and all the graphics ready for when this player came in. And I actually was able to have a look at that prior to the signing of this player. And you will be seeing on the promo videos that when he signed, he was in the changing room and was sat where I'd been at least an hour prior to that being shot. That's mental. Honestly, that's mental. So we did through the tour, and it was an amazing experience, to be fair, having a look at Newcastle. It was a cracking experience, and if you haven't done the stadium tour, I'd recommend Newcastle. It was a very, very lovely experience. The tour guide was amazing, open to ask questions, ask stuff about my footballing knowledge and everything, and it was very nice for them to be acknowledging what other people are like, as well as showing the history of the club. I would highly recommend it, 100%. After coming back from St James's Park, I then get on my smart clothes and then have a walk to meet my second person. Now this one meant a lot. So as you saw in the previous video, you would have seen that what COVID was like for myself and how much free time I would have had in terms of mates. The first streamer I ever came across was playing Jackbox, and I absolutely loved his vibe and everything, so I stuck around, and I still stick around to this day whenever he is streaming. I was given the opportunity to actually meet him, and without further ado, I would like you to meet Mr. Jake Gray.
Ah, fuck my life. 8 people, all cold cake. Let's do this. Wow, that's a big dick to body ratio. Jesus. Oh, I thought she'd come back. A magma?
It's a fucking honour. It's an honour, mate. How are you? It's lovely to see you, man. How are you? Fucking hell, it's been fucking madness ever. How are you? Oh my god, I fucking haven't you. I'm doing a little recording for a vlog.
Very, very lovely fella. We bonded straight away. It was in an instant, and quite frankly, I could not have asked for a better person to have met. And we spoke for 6 hours in the same Wetherspoons I went with Ash, and we stayed talking till 1 o'clock in the morning. And honestly, it was time well spent, and I'm ever grateful for Jake to come and meet me. There was a lot of good talks and everything about life and what you wouldn't normally expect to speak in Twitch chats, and it did mean a lot. And he is a cracking person, and like I said with Ash, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. But this is the reason why I wanted to do these trips, for moments like that, and that will be stuck in my mind for the rest of my life, hands down.
Spent around somewhat 6 hours at the pub or something like that, just a bit being with this knob over here, but nah, he's a sound bloke. I've wanted to meet him for over 2 years, and with the possibility of doing that at this point, it was 2 years.
Hang on, after everything that we've just talked about,
yeah,
you still consider me sound?
Yeah, it's okay. See you later. Bye. Nah, but if you haven't followed Jake, please do. He's amazing dude. But
No, you.
No, you. And also Rev wants a kiss, so we go like,
Oh yeah.
With all good things, they must come to an end. And that is it for Newcastle. That was one of the best times I've had away. Cracking people. There was a lot of great architecture there, because I would never expect Newcastle to have so much like Victorian buildings and different architecture, and it was absolutely amazing. Whitley Bay was great. Nice walking around Sunderland. It was a fantastic experience, to be fair. It was really, really good. But that concludes the Newcastle section. And then in part 3, the final part, he's in London. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care. And here's a trailer for London. Peace.
Welcome to Canary Wharf. The diesel broke down.
I'm falling.